What I think SAS is really great at is having a wide range of resources for students to use and tinker with.
SAS office always wants to help you and wants to get you the accommodations that you find that you may need. And so reaching out early is really helpful.
It's okay to ask for accommodations, and it's the way that I can feel more comfortable here.
When you think of SAS as primarily providing services for students, but they're really also providing services for teachers as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Jordan Colbert and I'm one of the Associate Directors here at Student Accessibility Services, or as we like to say, SAS. My role and the purpose of SAS is to support students with disabilities so that they can access and participate in their education in an equitable way. In supporting students, our office also collaborates with faculty and staff to implement accommodations for students with accessibility requirements. For students at Yale, reaching out for assistance can often be a new experience for them. At SAS, we see each student as an individual, so there isn't a one-size-fits-all when it comes to accommodations. Accessibility is tailored to each student or person's specific disability barrier because no two student experiences are the same. Our accommodations are designed to be flexible from semester to semester and responsive to student access barriers. So what does all this mean? Well, let's take a closer look.
Right before I came to Yale, I was diagnosed with ADHD. So coming to college, I would often find that I would get behind in the readings. Maybe I would get imposter feelings as well. That was another aspect, I guess, of working with the social aspects of realizing that I have ADHD and that it may affect me in ways that are different from how it would affect my classmates.
For me personally, sharing my needs might be perceived as a form of weakness. And if you're struggling in some way, and maybe you haven't been diagnosed with anything or you're not fully aware of if you need accommodations or not, honestly, the best is to reach out to SAS.
My advice is for students that you're never in this hopeless place. The SAS office always wants to help you and wants to get you the accommodations that you find that you may need. And so it's never too late per se to make sure that you are bringing up your concerns with SAS.
So what I think SAS does really well is letting students remain flexible with their approach to their coursework. Maybe one semester I really didn't use my text-to-speech tool, and then this semester I'm really using it. But my disability is just a static thing, it can change and evolve. And in turn, the support I receive also evolves.
Something that was really helpful for me, especially with lectures, is note-taking apps. If you get this accommodation of being able to record, it helps you because these apps could sync your notes with the audio so that you can go back to where you're taking the notes and check what was said in that moment in case you missed something. And then I'm not overwhelmed, am I taking notes of everything? What did I miss? All of that.
I think it's really important for instructors, for all faculty and lecturers to have an understanding of the opportunities that they can expand in their own teaching and mentoring by having a close relationship with SAS.
Faculty partnerships are a huge part of what we do at SAS, and there's a reason why. Professors and instructors who work with SAS help create a learning environment in their classrooms that is beneficial to everyone. When accessibility is built into a course from the start, all students are often more engaged, more confident, and better able to take advantage of their education. Typically, after a student meets with us and is approved for accommodations, they share an accommodation letter with their instructors each semester. That letter explains what they're approved for and how those accommodations typically work. Sometimes though, accommodations can raise questions or feel a little unclear in practice to a professor. And that's okay. We're here to answer any questions faculty may have about accommodations and walk through how to implement accommodations into the class design. When a faculty member works with SAS, it can create a positive learning experience, not only for the students, but for the professors as well.
It also, I think, would help. As a teacher and mentor working with SAS, I've been able to rely on it to help me with questions of accessibility of buildings, questions of accessibility with assignments, with exams especially, and it's been a godsend.
So one way that professors can normalize SAS as well is something that I do in my own class when I'm teaching, and that's putting the information for SAS in my syllabus. And so it is always listed in my syllabus, the contact information, who they might reach out to, and a link to the SAS website that they can go and pull up. So once my syllabus is on Canvas, they can actually just click into that link and read all of the information about SAS. And so I do think that that's helpful because students will actually read through the entirety of a syllabus. And I think with that being said, once they see certain information that they might find helpful, they'll go into it and click into it as well. One thing that is helpful for faculty to know regarding working with SAS is that sometimes you're teaching these large classes or you just have a lot that's going on throughout the semester, and one might think that engaging with SAS or having a student work with SAS might mean that there's extra work placed on you as a faculty member, but that's not actually the case. And it's really seamless. When I think about my own classes, it really just looks like me receiving a notification that a student has a specific set of accommodations. And there really isn't anything else left for me to do besides accommodate that student in the way that it's required of me.
For more information about our office and the resources we provide, please visit our website at sas.yale.edu, or you can email us at sas@yale.edu. Thank you.